Hi guys, this is Shelja joining you from Leverage Edu. Hope you all are doing well, and thank you so much for tuning in for the session today. And without much ado, let me take this opportunity to introduce you to Lalit Madan, who represents Toronto School of Management. Lalit, great to have you here with us. So when we are going to have this discussion with Lalit, we are going to cover a lot of things, why it's great to be in Canada, what are the things a student should take care of when they work, when they study. For Canada. And like I said, this is a great session where I'm just giving you a heads up that when the discussion happens. Hi, Lalit.
Hi, how are you?
Great to have you here.
Good to see you.
Very well, thank you.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's a great time to introduce Lalit to all of you. He represents Toronto School of Management, and we're going to have a nice discussion with Lalit on why students should go to Toronto School of Management. So without much ado, Lalit, let me start with asking you my first question. That from a perspective of, say, the country, the diversity, the culture, and I'd also say the weather, what can students look forward to in Canada?
So, as per our data and as per our experience, it looks like that most of the students do look around for Canada as their preferred destination. And 96% of these students do prefer Canada on priority, and thereafter they look into certain other options. So yes, it's one of the most preferred, locations. Apart from that, if I'll talk about why, then I would say it's a multicultural experience, exposure which they get. Apart from that, yes, they have very strong economic background, due to which they have, ample amount of opportunities for all these students. So looks like very promising, and I think that it looks good to, offer.
Oh, okay, that's a nice thing to know. So if I were a student who's traveling to Toronto, this is my first time, and what would your suggestion be what's the first thing that I should do once I land into the country?
So,
What would you
yeah.
suggest?
So
Yeah.
most of the students does the same mistake, that they go there, try to settle down, and thereafter try to inform the college or places. So what would I recommend is that they should go first to the college. They should register themselves that yes, we are here, and thereafter move around for other things. And apart from that, as our programs are integrated with co-ops, so they should also register for co-op options which are available with us for their career enhancement.
Okay, you mentioned when you mentioned something called co-op.
Yeah.
So can you just help us understand what you mean by a co-op?
So basically, it's a legal work opportunity which is being given. It works the same way around like other work permits. So it's a kind of a work permit which we have. It's just that it gives the opportunity to students to study and work both together, rather than, working on the other ends. For example, if somebody is taking a post-study work permit, it means that they should study and thereafter they can go for the work. But here, what we are saying, they can start working since the time they start studying. So it's a great opportunity, and it makes them self-dependent, and it's really working well for our students who have been graduated since 5 years that have been there in the market.
So it's like really hit the ground running, is it?
Yeah, certainly. It's
Well,
really important, because it's all about employability. Because somebody is going there, they should start taking that experience. It's really important.
okay, I'm sure you have a lot of experience on your previous intakes on the kind of students who come in. So just throw some light for us that Indian students normally what are the kind of courses they like to enroll for at Toronto School of Management?
So, as per our experience and data, we all try to work upon the career-driven programs which we have, and they have guaranteed co-ops, which means they'll be getting a job for surely and will be paid as per the Toronto's minimum rate minimum. Apart from that, yes, there are other opportunities, and they can look around for those. But yeah, we are assuring from our side And when it comes to diplomas, these diplomas which we are offering are open diplomas, can be offered to a 12 pass out, could be a graduate or postgraduate, depending on their professional skills. It totally, depends on them and their requirements, because we work on their employability simultaneously. Along with that, yes, our 2-year diplomas are, more frequently being chosen by the 12 pass out students or senior secondary pass outs. And apart from that, yes, we have amazing pathways, including with ACCA. So what the student can do is they can go for a ACCA fundamental level, and thereafter they can go for a MBA. It just happens in 3 years, and along with that, they'll be having their post-study work permit for 3 years as well. So it gives a great opportunity to get an MBA degree in just 3 years.
So are you saying that a student who after say class 12 does this course, which is for, like you said, for 1.5 years?
Yeah.
Which is,
so,
and then he can do a transfer to another institution
yes, that's
and walk out with an MBA degree.
Yes, they can directly go for a MBA degree from University Canada West. If a student wants to go for an MBA from here, it takes approximately 2 years. But if he is doing a ACCA fundamental level, which is Association of Chartered Certified Accountants fundamental level, if they do that, it is equivalent to a graduation degree. So it's a great opportunity, and just in 3 years they'll be able to get their masters in their hand. In comparison to other institutions, they have to just go for a bachelor's and thereafter they'll go for a master's degree. So it saves a lot of time and cost precisely with us.
I think this is great information for all you students out there, that it's also possible to get an MBA degree in 3 years. Wonderful. Okay, my next question would be that from a perspective of, we have to, from all international students really, there's a lot of investment that goes in, not just with time and, going to a new country, but also the finance aspect. So can you help me understand how cost effective is a degree if you take from Toronto School of Management?
So if I talk about our programs or diplomas, then it starts from just $5,000 per year. So I can say that it's approximately 3.5 lakhs as per Indian currency. So I think, I don't think if somebody is going to an Indian institution as well and asking for the same degree, they'll be getting the same kind of exposure in this cost. Apart from that, yes, several other factors remain same the way it is there in other colleges. But yeah, if I look into our option, then it looks pretty much attractive, because it also gives the opportunity to earn along with their study. It's not just they are investing in, thereafter they'll see whether they'll be able to do something with themselves or not.
Okay. So in this journey, like you're saying that it's a very cost-effective institution, how can you help students from Leverage Edu in terms of any scholarships that you offer for our students? Anything which can help them kind of, assist them financially at some aspect. So anything that you can share with us about that?
Definitely, but if I talk about Leverage Edu, as we have been in conversation, so we can definitely provide a offer letter waiver fee, which is there. Along with that, yes, we have certain scholarships up to 40% in certain scenarios. We can give that too through Leverage Edu. Definitely, we can work around on those things, but it depends on profiles of the students, and we can accommodate in that way.
So at this point, I would also like to tell all the students there that Leverage Edu also runs scholarships, which are up to 7 crores. So you can go on our website, leverageedu.com, and there make an application for getting a scholarship. It varies, of course, there are parameters. So take this opportunity to apply for a scholarship as soon as possible. Yes? Okay. Another thing that would help, like you mentioned that, you ensure that students, while they're working in co-op, you guys ensure that, they get employment. Also, students who once graduate. So what are the kind of job opportunities that they can look forward to? Do you have career services? Do you have people who help, say, help a student write his CV or kind of connect or teach them really, or run any kind of class which can explain to them what's the best way to network with companies? So do you have anything like that at your institution?
Yes, definitely. We do provide all those services. So we have a dedicated team who's working, consistently with the students. It's called as career service. So our college individually has that department, and students have been in touch with them. And apart from that, it's our responsibility to, get the co-op completed, because by the time I say that our programs are integrated with the co-ops, it is our certainly responsibility to get this thing done. Otherwise, we'll not be able to graduate these students. Just in last year we, graduated approximately 1,200 students. So all of them has completed their co-op precisely because that's the only scenario through which we can sustain with our numbers to be a success. Otherwise, it looks very blur as an image. Apart from that, by the time student goes with our pathway options which we offer, again we have a pathway department as well, which is working with these students by the time they, complete, or either they can also go before completing their education with the SOM, and apply for the pathways. So in both these scenarios, in all the aspects, we are covering all the things for our students, so that their career and their education both work simultaneously. As it's really important. It's about their careers. It's not something very simple.
Okay, that's great to know, Lalit. And of course, I'm going to talk a little more later about the extracurriculars, but I had this question which has come up from this is about the MBA really. So, what should a BCom student apply for an MBA program, and what about the IELTS, the
Okay.
English
So
proficiency exam?
definitely. So we can just give that student with a 1 year diploma with us, and thereafter he can take a transfer to uh, our programs. So, or probably what we can do is we directly give them ECCA fundamental level if they have already, if somebody has already graduated, and they are or choosing that option. The student doesn't have to approach that college particularly, whichever they choose. They just have to go to our pathway department, and they'll enroll them according to their credentials.
Okay, another query from a student. I have scored 60% in my undergrad, and I don't have any experience, and I don't want to take GMAT. Can I get admission in any country? So I think that's. Would you like to answer that?
Yeah, yeah. So our basic requirement is 50%. So in that case, I would say that yes, options are open. It depends on the course which they have done earlier, and we will always recommend the students to to choose for courses which are already been there with them. So there should be a connection rather than just randomly saying yes, this is possible or that is possible. But yeah, it's a relevant percentage, and we can consider this student for surely.
Okay. Another one for you. This is from a student who's saying that I'm planning for Canada 2023 fall intake. I've completed my studies in travel and tourism management and planning to study further in the same field. Please explain, how is Canada in terms of tourism?
So, if I look into the tourism, it is one of the destination which is well organized, and apart from that, most of the things are in line. So, in the same pattern, if a student goes there and study, then definitely there is a lot of probability of getting several working opportunities. Number one, and second is when it comes to education system. Canadian education system do recognize tourism really well. So I can say that if in case even a student is coming with us,
Okay, I have another question for you, Lalit, which is essentially that somebody is asking that when we study a master's and work part-time, trying to cover the 2-year fees, is that something which is possible?
can you please come again? I'm sorry, something was missing.
That's why somebody is saying that when we're studying a master's and work at part-time, do you think that if somebody works for those 20 hours, would they be able to kind of cover the fee, or at least some part of the fee for the 2 years that they've got to study their masters?
So basically, if I'll talk about the earnings, if somebody is working for part-time also, they'll be able to earn approximately $1,500 as per the Toronto's minimum wage rate. And the living expenses approximately 1,200. To be typical, I'm just trying to answer it numerically so that, it would be more clearer to
Yes.
the student. So I think that he'll be able to manage with his living expenses precisely in a very nominal way. Apart from that, yes, some contribution can be attained, and apart from that, we do provide full-time co-op opportunities as well by the time they complete. So in that meanwhile, they'll be earning double the amount. So it means if they are earning part-time 1,500, it will go to 3,000 while full-time. So definitely they can save and sustain by themselves and completely pay their fee. And one more thing I would like to mention that 60% of the time of our modules are being dedicated to co-op. So experience, it gives the opportunity to student to work for the whole time in that model. So certainly he'll be able to, fetch out all the expenses precisely. I am sure about it. And if they need any
And I
further,
think it's great. It's absolutely great because it's experiential learning, 60%. So when they go out and they speak to an employer, they do it with much more confidence because they have worked. Excellent. Okay, on the lighter side, Lalit, tell us a little more at Toronto School of Management. What are the kind of extracurricular activities, fun events that students coming from coming from India can look forward to?
so it's really a place wherein you can enjoy all the cultures all together simultaneously. For example, at the moment we have students from 92 countries. So we do celebrate, different events. There is a culture club which is, maintaining that calendar. And apart from that, if I'll talk about our sports club, they also maintain certain games, for example, soccer, cricket. So all the facilities are being there. And apart from that, it looks pretty much great because they get experience in. It's not only about whatever being played in India is being the game. So by the time
Mhm.
if student is coming from China, or if the student is coming from anywhere else or other part of the globe, they come to know about several other games and cultures. So I think, it's a great opportunity, and being a part of this looks really very promising.
I see. Anything else you think that kind of there is some more information in general that you think that would help our students kind of traverse this journey of education in Canada and find jobs, or some tips for our students that when they're looking for work opportunities, or what is it that they should take cognizance of in terms of watching out and from day one kind of even preparing their CVs presently, or what should be the kind of focus they should have in terms of not just having like an overall personality with academics and what clubs to join, and how can all of that help them in the future, job opportunities, which you can appreciate that every student that who's going out from our country would want to know that, the kind of investment that they put in their education, how soon can they start getting a response on that?
So, most of I've seen in last 12 years, most of the people think that it's Canada. If we'll go there, there would be a platter lined up for themselves.
Yeah.
But I say that
Yes.
you should be prepared for the bouncy ride. If you're going somewhere else, you have to settle down yourself. So I would always appreciate students who be prepared about these things. And when it comes to our modules, we try to prepare the students from day one, as in we say that you should go and register with the co-op opportunities, which means they'll start working on yourself, and apart from that, mock interviews are being conducted, so they know that what's it's required by you, and apart from that, what's the requirement of the market. So they try to bridge in that gap which is there, which is really important. And yes, I think if you have to be on a bumpy ride, and you should be prepared. And you rightly said that if you'll not be prepared, then you have to face some consequences. And if you'll be prepared, it makes wonders for you, because that's the future.
Right. So I think, Lalit, this has been a really good session. I have learned a lot about Toronto School of Management today, and I think it's a great opportunity. What I can make out, it's cost effective, ensure that student gets options for their careers. And like you said, we have a special scholarship for students who come in from Leverage Edu. And we also have scholarships from Leverage Edu that we give out for students who have, they have kind of focused,
Correct.
they are focused on their careers. And like I said, go on our website, log in, and see and apply for a scholarship. And thank you all of you. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your time, Lalit. And thank you all of you who've tuned in with us today. And in case you felt that there's any question that you would like to ask more from Lalit, anything about a specific course, any IELTS requirement, documents requirement, please feel free to DM us. We'll take it up and come back to you with an answer. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lalit.
Thank you so much for your support. Looking forward to it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.